من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت الحكيم وتب علينا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. وبعد, we give praise and we give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing us with another opportunity to gather together in His house to reflect on His word. We pray that He will make this gathering a blessed gathering and that He will bring us out with all forgiveness and that He will continue to guide us on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. We continue with Surah Yusuf, Surah 12. And I think the last session we completed up to Ayah 76. So then inshallah we start with Ayah 77. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قالوا إن يسرق فقد سرق أخ له من قبل وأسرها يوسف في نفسه ولم يبدها له قال أنتم شر مكانا والله أعلم بما تصفون. قالوا يا أيها العزيز إن له أبا شيخا كبيرا فخذ أحدنا مكانه إنا نراك من المحسنين. قال معاذ الله أن نأخذ إلا ما وجدنا متاعنا عنده إنا إذا لظالمون. فلما استيئسوا منه خلصوا نجيا قال كبيرهم ألم تعلموا أن أباكم قد أخذ عليكم موثقا من الله ومن قبل ما فرطتم في يوسف فلن أبرح الأرض حتى يأذن لي أبي أو يحكم الله لي وهو خير الحاكمين. ارجعوا إلى أبيكم فقولوا يا أبانا إن ابنك سرق وما شهدنا إلا بما علمنا وما كنا للغيب حافظين. واسأل القرية التي كنا فيها والبئر التي أقبلنا فيها وإنا لصادقون. The translation reads, they said, that is the brothers of Yusuf, they said, if he steals, there was a brother of his who did steal before. But these things did Yusuf keep in himself, revealing not the secrets to him. He said to himself, you are in the worst case, and Allah is the best knower of that which you describe. They said, O ruler of the land, verily he has an old father. So take one of us in his place. Indeed, we think that you are one of the muhsinin. He said, Allah forbid, that we should take anyone but him with whom we found our property. Indeed, we should be among the Zalimin. So when they despaired of him, they held a conference in private. The eldest among them said, know you not that your father did take an oath from you in Allah's name, and before this you did fail in your duty with Yusuf. Therefore I will not leave this land until my father permits me, or Allah decides my case, and He is the best of the judges. Return to your father and say, O our father, verily your son Benjamin has stolen, and we testify not except according to what we know. and we could not know the unseen. Ask the people of the town where we have been, and the caravan in which we return, and indeed we are telling the truth. And so, in continuing the story of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, after they took out the cup, the sawah of the king's bedroom cup or drinking cup or bowl or whatever it was, which we pointed out was of value. Some people say it was made of gold, and some say it was encrusted with diamonds and precious stones. There are different reports about it, but we know for sure that it was something valuable. And when they pulled it out from the bag of Benjamin, I mean, of course, everyone was shocked. Right? His brothers in particular were shocked. Not only were they shocked, but they were totally embarrassed because they were insisting and indignant that, we're not liars, we're not thieves, we're not that kind of people. Why are you accusing us of this kind of stuff? We're not kind of people. So they were kind of indignant in their response when they says, in al-Qum Sadiqun, one of you are thief. So here they are totally embarrassed, and so to get the shame out of their face, they try to distance themselves from Benjamin. And so, قال إن يسرق فقد سرق أخ له. Indeed that he has stolen, a brother of his before stole. They're referring to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Right? They're referring to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Of course, they don't know that they're talking to Yusuf. And slander him to his face. So a brother, before him, he stole. So in other words, we're not surprised that he stole. His brother before him was like that. Just the statement, just the disposition, just the attitude, just what they're saying, right, shows the continued disdain and envy, the depth of their envy that they had for Yusuf. Because as far as they're concerned, Yusuf is dead and gone. Right? As far as they're concerned, as far as their knowledge goes, they put him in the well, and then a caravan brought him. And as far as they're concerned, he's probably dead and gone. So Yusuf really is out of mind. Yet still, the level of envy that they had towards him, it bubbles up at this point. To the point that he's gonna, to the point that they'll slander him. That is a deep level of envy. It shows you why envy is such a serious thing. Right? It shows you why envy is such a, and why Allah tells us to seek refuge in hasidin idha hasad. Seek refuge from the envier when he envies. Because envy is a terrible thing. And the Prophet warns us against envy. إياك والحسد. إياك والحسد. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is reported saying, beware of envy. Beware of envy. فإن الحسد. For verily envy يأكل الحسنات. Envy devours your hasanat. It devours your goodness. It devours your good deeds. It devours your good nature. كما تأكل النار الحطب. Just like how fire consumes wood. Just how fire
consumes wood. So beware of envy. So envy is a very serious thing. After so many years, more than 20 years, envy is such that it to him, one, and two, any good that he has, you wish it will leave him and come to you. Jealous. Right? So if the one psychologically, the individual who envies, when you envy someone, right? When you have envy for someone, it blocks your capacity to see any good in that person, or to wish anything good for that person, or hope any good about that person. It blocks that capacity, that ability. So you're not able to see any good in a person or want any good for the person, or you only always want evil and bad for them. So envy is really a strength. He conceals it in himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is because Allah knows the secrets of the heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of us, I mean, for me, I don't know, myself, to react like that is something else. It's a serious thing. It shows that high level that Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam is a messenger of Allah, as a prophet from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the high level that he was on. You know, and this is the thing with prophets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is blessed them with such an impeccable character. Allah blessed them with such an impeccable character that these human qualities, patience and fortitude and stuff like that, there's such a high level with them. For us, you know, we struggle with it, but like, you know, they have it, like, you know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have us and and so, despite this bold-faced light and this serious accusation that they made to Yusuf, Yusuf controls himself and he does not lose it. He don't lose it. You and I might lose it. I might have to say something to them. Really jump on that. Yusuf didn't lose it, man. He didn't lose it. You know, alhamdulillah, you know, he hid it within himself. He didn't say anything. He said to himself, "Feel not for them to not to them."
God is tongue. None.
All is that other stuff. You know, I mean, I wish sometimes we could hold our tongue in certain situations. You know, I wish we could hold our tongue sometimes like that. You know, but Yusuf, he held his tongue. He said it to himself in his heart, so that they didn't hear it, so that it wouldn't show anything to them, so they don't suspect anything at all. And so the whole secret of who he is kept. His whole secret is kept. Because, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give him any authority at that time to reveal who he was. And so the prophets, that's what the prophets function. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the order to reveal himself, he could not. He could not reveal himself up to that point. Even though, I mean, they're down on his neck, they put their foot on his neck, and he still can't reveal himself because Allah didn't tell him to reveal himself. And so he kept the secret of who he was up to that point. And he said, Allah Allah knows best what you're talking about. That's all he says. Allah knows best what you're talking about. Anyway, so that, you know, there's no just like that. And so this is the level that we have. قالوا يا أيها العزيز. Now after they have they've done this, you know, they realize their situation. And so they said, قالوا يا أيها العزيز إن له أبا شيخا كبيرا وخذ أحدنا مكانه إنا نراك من المحسنين. They said, "Oh Aziz, verily he has a father who is very old. He's a very old man. So take one of us in his place."
indeed we can see that you are a righteous man. You are good.
Me out. Just so that they should establish their rule. You know, his rule, the rule is that he's you seize him and you hold him. Right? You hold him for 1 year. Right? You hold him captive for 1 year to pay for what he did. Right? And this is according to the law of Yaqub at the time, the Sharia of Yaqub, or the Sharia at the time. Alright? And so he says, you know, they already explained this to them. And so the other point is that they also now realize that, I mean, they give an oath to their father. They gave to their father that they are going to return him. They're going to return with Benjamin. And of course, they're conscious of what they did with Yusuf before, right? In relation to their father. And so, when they realized this is the Lamb himself, immediately they started, they began to beseech and petition and implore Yusuf to consider the situation. Immediately, you know, they turn around and start to implore him. They appealed to his sympathy and his compassion. Right? And so they didn't, you know, but it was like, they said, he is an old man. His father is a very old man. So they're using the condition of the father to evoke sympathy from Yusuf that he would, you know, grant them their requests. He is a very old father. His father believed that, you know, he could survive losing his son. He lost his son before. And we don't believe he survived losing a second son. So please could you, you know, take one of us. Take one of us, because this to our father. You know, and he lost a beloved son before. And we believe that he's not going to survive if we take this one. Please, just take one of us in this place. So see, they are appealing to Yusuf's compassion, by using his father. They're appealing to his compassion and sympathy. So please detain one of us instead. Please detain one of us instead. Because I noticed how they close it. They said, Inna Rahman. You know, we think you're a very righteous man, you're a very generous man. You're a very good person. You're a muhsin. You are a muhsin. Muhsin means one who excels in good. That's a muhsin. One who excels in the doing of good. Right? And so we should excel in doing good. Right? We should strive to get Allah. We pray that Allah make us all among the muhsinin. If it is just a title, some people, some of the Tafsir says that he replaced. No, this was just a title of the people that, you know, those people on that level with the king. That this was the general title that they give of Aziz. Allah knows best, you know, which it is. And some Tafsir goes with Israeliyat, and they go so deep into that Aziz stuff. Right? They go deep into it and there's a whole lot of crazy story that his wife is the one who came after Yusuf. His wife, her youth was restored to her beauty that she was, you know, before. And all that stuff is, you know, the whole idea is preposterous even. This woman, she not only she was an immoral woman, the very fact that she gonna seduce Yusuf and then turn around and so they tried to beseech Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. But when they proposed this, and they says, Qala ma'adullah. Yusuf says, ma'adullah. It's like saying, A'udhu billah. Right? Ma'adullah is like saying, A'udhu billah. Allah forbid. Allah forbid. How do you expect me to take someone who is innocent in the place of someone who is guilty? Huh? How do you expect me to take someone who is innocent in the place of someone who is guilty? He's the one that we found the stuff with. You know, Yusuf said he's the one. Yusuf knows the story, so he didn't say that, you know, he's the one that said, he's the one that we found our stuff with. Right? He's the one we found our stuff with. So how, you know, so he's the guilty party. How can we, you know, take some innocent one and replace him? You know, I mean, definitely we be Zalimin, we be wrong oppressors and wrongdoers. If we do that, we can't do such. You know what I mean? Which is factual, you know, and it's very straightforward. And they understood that, yes, it's a solid party. I can't take someone that you're trying to put me in a negative position altogether to do that. And they realize the situation. Now they're in a catch-22 situation. You know, because what they're asking him to do, you know, he's showing them, look, I can't do that. Right? And this is because they figure that if they can get him to take one of them, they take back Benjamin to his father, that's going to come his father down. So even if one of them is missing, you know, it's not going to impact the father as much as if they fulfill their oath. You see, we bring back Benjamin, we fulfill, you know, we mess up with Yusuf, you see. And this is the thing. But Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam thought and so he did not accept. If we do that, then we'll be among the evildoers. And may Allah protect us from being wrongdoers and doing such things. So we cannot attain it. So now they're at this point. What to do? Right? Because they realize that they cannot convince Yusuf alayhi salam to return Benjamin, and Benjamin now will have to be detained in Egypt. He'll be detained in Egypt. And this is contrary to what they already promised their father. So they are the spot. So Allah says, وَلَمَا اسْتَيْأَسُوا مِنْهُ خَلَصُوا نَجِيًّا. Stayasu, you know, yes, the word yes. They are completely, you know, despairing. You know, they despair of getting Benjamin released or getting. He said, you know, do you not know or remember that you took, you know, solemn from you? He took a solemn oath by Allah from you. Mostly coming Allah. And then Kaluma Fabratum for Yusuf. And before time, what you how you feel miserably concerning Yusuf when you gave him an agreement to bring him home, and you see what you did, what happened? So you're talking about going home, going home. How are you going to explain this to your father? Right? How can we explain this to our father? The situation is not as easy as that. Right? The situation is not as easy as that. How can I face my father under such circumstances? How can I face my father under such circumstances? And so, you know, he says, you know, I can't do it. I can't face my father. All right? I can't face my father. You know, what are we going to say to him? What can we do? What can we say to him? All right? You know, especially we did an oath. We swore by Allah that we're going to bring this boy back home. We swore by Allah. And I mean, what can we do? Right? We messed up before with Yusuf. Right? We messed up before with Yusuf. And now, we're messing up again with Benjamin. Right? So, our father is still affected by what we did with him to Yusuf. You understand? Your father is still affected by what we did with Yusuf. Is a particle of negation. Like the word lam, right? A lam is also a particle, like la. All these are particles of negation. But, lam is a particle of negation in the future. So it's like saying, never will I do it. Right? Never will I do it. So he says, there's no way I can go home and talk to my father. And know that we left Benjamin, I can't do it. Right? They said that, the Mufassirin, they differ as to the term Kabiruhum. The biggest one from among them, or the eldest one from among them. So there are those who says that it was the biggest one in age. The eldest one was the eldest one in age. And that would have been Rubel or Reuben, as it is in the Bible, right? In their thing. Rubel is the in Arabic. It would be Reuben. Reuben. He was the eldest. He was the first son. Reuben was the first son. So they say it was him. And then some Mufassirin says no, it was the one biggest in knowledge. It was the one who was biggest in knowledge, who had the most knowledge. And this was Yehuda or Judah, which was according to them, was the keeper of the law, the one who so he had the most knowledge. So they say it was Yehuda, right? Yehuda or Yehuda. Depends on language you use. And some says no, it was the one. When it says Kabir, the one who was who had the biggest rank, or who had more power of strength among them. And this will refer to Shamun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best what it was, but we know that the big one and this one is very the same one who spoke to them concerning Yusuf. Remember when they were they took Yusuf from the father, and the plot was to actually kill Yusuf. That was the plot, was to kill Yusuf. And then he told them, look, don't kill him. Right? Don't kill him. Let's put him in the van and let the caravan take him. Right? And so he that was his position with Yusuf. Now here he is on the same time. So this is the same person, same one, that is the same. So, he says, I cannot go unless my father orders me to come home. If he tells me come, then I go, but I'm not leaving here unless he says come. I'm going to stay here until then my father, say I should come. أو يحكم الله or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala judge something in my favor. That is, either he's gonna help me to get Benjamin released, or maybe I die, or whatever the case. He judge concerning my life, judge my case, right? But I'm not gonna leave, right? I'm not gonna. Allah is the best to judge. Allah is the best to judge in such matters. And so, he concluded his conclusion. So he said to them, he instructed them, he says, Irji'u ila abikum. You return home to your father. You return home to your father. Faqulu, and say to him, Ya, O our father, inna ibnaka sarq. Verily, your son Benjamin he was caught stealing. Your son Benjamin, he was caught stealing. He was caught stealing. وما شهدنا إلا ما بما علم. And he says, you know, we can only testify to what we know. I mean, you know, we're not making up any story. Because what we saw them actually take the car take the people's property out of the saddlebag, right? So I mean, we can only testify with what we know. That's what we know. We saw him pull it out from there. You know, so we're not making up a story. This we testify because of what we know, right? We're not going to let half of it. And when we give you a solemn oath to, you know, that we can bring him back, we didn't know that, he can go over there and steal. We didn't know, so we can seize the person and restrain them for a year. But we didn't know it was our brother. We didn't know that. Right? So we don't know the unseen. So we just, you know, having doubt us, you know, because you know what they did with Yusuf. So I mean, they're doubling down. All right. If you doubt, you know, what's al-Qaryat likum nafah? Here they're trying to convince their father of the truth, because here now they know the situation in which they find themselves because of what they did before. Because of what they did before. And so this is the understanding that goes with this. And so they present this matter before the father, and they're trying to convince him that what they're saying, the testimony is what they're saying is correct. They didn't make up no story. They're not running a game like what they did with Yusuf. We're not running a game. We're not running no game. You can ask people. You can get witnesses. People will witness. Inna la sadiqun. People will witness that we tell them the truth. You know, when the civil Yusuf says, you remember with the story of Yusuf, they say, verily we are telling the truth. They say, ask the people, and they will bear witness. So they're not putting themselves up. Ask the people in the town. Ask the people in the caravan, and they bear witness. All right? So here does this. Along on this, this is one of the evidences that in fact, right? In fact, this is one of the evidences that they use for the validity of testimony. Right? Validity of testimony, that you can have witnesses. But witness in a matter can testify. One, as long as he sees it, or he hears it, or he experiences it, that he can be give testimony, and his word is accepted as true. Right? So this is one of the evidences that is used, for having using witnesses and stuff like that. So inshallah, I think we're gonna reach our point of time for this. So if there are any questions, inshallah, we take questions before inshallah. I'll continue this. Because I will start the next section the next thing. Yeah, now 45 minutes and then we'll go over time. Yes, now.
Which surah did you cover today? I missed the first one.
Surah Yusuf. We are covering here. We're covering from ayah 77 to ayah 82. From 77 to 82 of Surah Yusuf.